welcome to my channel. How's work?
How's work?
Yeah, my guest today is Jessie. Thanks for coming.
Oh, I would love you to be here.
Oh wait, let's start again.
Okay.
Sure, I didn't record the mic. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. How's work? This is the second episode, and my guest today is Jessie. Thanks for coming.
Nice to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you for inviting me to
yeah.
this. Is this your first time doing it?
No, actually, it's my second time
Right.
doing this.
Okay.
But
But you're getting
It's-
started now.
I'm getting started now.
Cool.
It's this is a very raw project that I am working on,
Yes.
but no, it's been great.
My name is Jessie. I am wanting to be a UX designer, which is what I studied in my master's program.
Yeah.
But the entryway to that career was fairly difficult, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up working at a photography store since 2018. But despite the fact I'm a photographer as well, I love taking photographs. So that's why I ended up in that situation, because I wanted to be surrounded by the photography community in Calgary. So what it is it's that position in the tech industry that designs how people interact with computers. And these days, it's our phones. The way you experience it has been meticulously designed by someone known as a user experience designer.
Okay.
And what they do is they interview people
Mm-hmm.
about their experiences using certain applications and certain systems. And then we do surveys where we ask questions relevant to solving a specific problem in the system, right?
Mm.
And then we gather the qualitative and the quantitative insights and turn that into figuring out what the actual problem is that we're trying to solve.
Okay.
And then once we figure out the problem, we in the system, we start planning out designs to improve the system so that next time the users use the app, the problem should be solved through their ease of use.
Jessie and we actually met in college, but we weren't really good friends until about 7 years ago.
Mhm.
When we decided to become roommates.
Yeah, wow.
It was like really out of the blue.
You reached out.
I reached out. I think you had a post on Facebook.
I posted it on Facebook.
I think you did, or I think you had some sort of like post, and then
Okay, and then you were interested. I
yeah,
remember you messaged me on Facebook. Like, hey, I'm interested in doing it. And
yeah,
then we just kind of went.
we just went for
I
it.
mean, I wasn't sure if it was gonna work out in the
Yeah.
beginning. I'm like, all right, but let's try this out.
We hardly knew each other,
Yeah.
but it worked out for the best,
Mhm.
and now we're here. And the college that we went to was Alberta College of Art and Design.
Media arts and digital technology. It's a weird question. So my 20s is just me jumping around different practices and trying out different things, for better or for worse. But for the better part, it made me learn a lot of things. When I was at ACAD, or Alberta University of the Arts, that's what it's called now, I wanted to be a painter. Yeah, I wanted to be a painter.
No way. Why?
But for some reason,
Yeah.
as we were picking our second year courses, I decided to out of the blue switch to Math. I was very interested in the cutting edge aspect of media arts. I was interested in the idea of making conceptual work with computers. I wouldn't say I was a painter per se. I started out with drawing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I drew a lot, and I don't know. In high school, I was very proud. I should find what this drawing was, because now that I look back at it, I was like, wow, this is the most fucking psychedelic thing I've ever made. And I never
Really?
actually, yeah. It was a mix of Garden of Eden with a skull in there, and there's this beautifully drawn foresty landscape.
Yeah.
But it's with weird colors and stuff. Like the trees would look like purple.
It's a very surreal.
Surreal look. Yeah, it's very surreal.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. It was fun.
You're-
Met a lot of great people. I think that was the best part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, met a lot of nice folks. Made a lot of friends. Honestly, my mindset when it comes to learning is people tend to find faults about their learning experience.
Mhm.
But if I'm prepared to pay $21,000 for a tuition, I'm just gonna put my head and my soul
Yeah.
to it. I took about a year off after graduation, trying to look for a job,
Yeah.
trying to get my life straight, feeling a little nervous about the future. I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, what am I supposed to do now? So like I was feeling limbo, and I just didn't know, and I didn't want to be stuck in that limbo, right?
Yeah.
So immediately I was like, I'm gonna get a master's degree. I took it at the University of British Columbia. I did a master's in digital media. It was a 1 year practicum, and then after that was just like internships. I guess first and foremost, I always love meeting people in
Yeah.
educational systems because they're all just there willing to learn like me. Of course, there's a few sour apples
Mhm.
that just like complain about everything, but for the most part, my experiences with my classmates were great.
Oh,
They were
nice.
there to just like, I want to learn with you.
Mm.
My master's program was it was like hands-on, experiential type of program. So
Yeah.
there was, I mean, we had classes and we learned about film theory, improvisation, and we learned about aspects about how to run a business and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So there's very very useful stuff for like working in the tech startup. So like a lot of practical know-hows for working in the tech startup. For one, acknowledging that it's hard
Mm.
is good. Patience is also important.
Yeah.
Humility is actually an important aspect about job hunting too.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that, you know, like I'm gonna get rejected plenty of times, but I'm here to just strive and do my best.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
all you can really do.
Yeah.
Because like you can put yourself down constantly, but that putting yourself down in the process of job hunting can actually affect your motivation,
Yeah.
as opposed to like looking at ways to like, all right, I know this is hard, so let's figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's figure this out, and that's where I'm in right now. I'm figuring it out.
We kind of
Huh.
all are. We're
I'm huffing and puffing, but I gotta do it.
we're both 32, the same age,
Yeah.
and yeah, the struggles are pretty real. But I mean, that being said, I mean, you know, like we were talking earlier, I'm still kind of, you know, excited, and I'm actually like,
Excited.
you know, at
Good.
least I hold on to the fact that, you know what, I'm still thinking ahead, and I still have projects and dreams
Yeah.
and
Good.
a
Good.
whole
You need
to-do
those.
list, right? And I feel
Yeah.
like you're sort of developing the same way, where
Yeah.
you're kind of like, I want to constantly motivate. You want to constantly motivate yourself to keep doing the next
Exactly.
thing, right? So
Yeah, I don't really blame anyone for where I am now
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
I think part of it is like everyone has a different journey.
definitely.
Everyone it'll be slower for other people than more than
Mhm.
others. I always I've recognized I'm a late bloomer and
Late
everything.
bloomer and everything.
And
Yeah.
everything,
Same with
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes I just need more time, and even in high school, people gave me more time to do tests because for some reason I needed it.
Yeah.
Because I, you know, like I need more time to learn things. I think about my high school days, and I kind of I judge it harshly, but you know what? I am thankful that there were programs that saw that I needed help in things in my ability. I think mostly I was ignored in high school,
yeah.
but it's teachers and like I didn't have any friends at all in high school,
Yeah.
and my teachers weren't there to support that. So I was
Oh,
just kind of
God.
like a vector, was a little ghost that, you know, like girls around high school kind of thing.
I know how you feel in a whole different level. It wasn't that I wasn't noticed. It was more like people picked on me. But I
Yeah.
also, what the biggest thing I am going to admit that I struggled in high school.
Yeah.
Not high school, sorry, but it was more like start from junior high. Like
Mhm.
I felt like I didn't know who I was. Like I feel like maybe that's a very typical thing that most people probably have.
Yeah, when you were young.
Yeah, but it was truly like being I was completely lost. Like I kept
Yeah, I
changing
hear ya.
myself to be like everyone else.
Basically a year plus an internship. Right after that, I basically did an internship at the BAM Center.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was doing motion graphic design. So I love the BAM Center because I love, not only was I living in the mountains, I met some incredible people,
Yeah.
and I partied the hell out of that place.
Yeah, I bet.
Damn, yeah, I was a very good worker at the BAM
Mhm,
Center.
mhm.
You know, but I did play hard and I did work hard as well.
Yeah. For me, it was like play hard, play hard. Yeah, up to like a pretty old age there.
I had a different focus. I wasn't so focused on money as opposed to just like, I was focused on experiences and trying different things.
Yeah.
But that ended up in many ways shooting myself in the foot because I managed to become like this versatile person in terms of my capabilities,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't have a focus on a specific practice that could advance me in my career. But I didn't, fully commit throughout my 20s. I keep jumping around, and so that's what that affected my ability to go up in my career. Essentially, if you're a person trying to get into UX design, that's pretty much it. Like you start in there and you just kind of build it up as you go along. Maybe you could start as an intern in the UX,
Okay.
as a UX designer, and then you just build up from there. But after I got my UX design job, I jumped around. I didn't commit to that role.
Okay.
So instead of, climbing up into the career ladder, I decided to come down again and try something different. Oh my gosh. It's just like I'm learning something about myself here. I like different things.
Yeah, and I feel like aren't
But-
we all like?
Yeah, but the issue is that my body's so finite. I can only do so much.
I know.
Yeah, I can't be in 4 places at the same time.
I feel the same
wish
way.
I could, but
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I
gotta
totally get
focus
that.
on one thing.
I know.
Right now, my goal is to become a billionaire.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
tending to
I feel
that
like we all share the same dream. We all want to be billionaires.
Fuck it. We only live once. I'm gonna become a billionaire.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
that's
I'm putting it in record now.
in record
I'm
now.
gonna become a billionaire.
That's the goal. That's his dream, and he will achieve it.
I will achieve it. We'll see.
Yeah. I guess as artists, I don't know about you, but as artists, I feel like we're all searching for a way to be able to apply our skills into it because we know we can do
And
it.
As artists, we're very multilateral. We
Yeah,
think about different options constantly.
we do.
It's just how our brain works. The feeling emerged where I feel dissatisfied where I am right now with my life. And I had this deep sense of deep feeling that I wanted to be respected in some level. I don't need so much respect, but at the same time, if I'm going to be spending a lot of my time in a workspace, I want to feel like my competencies are being used.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like I'm being fully engaged and
Yeah.
fully used in the workspace. And where I am right now in my photography, I feel like I'm in a slump. I'm in a plateau that's declining as well. And I'm losing energy around that.
You don't feel as passionate as you were with
Not even
photography.
just passionate.
Okay.
I'm not. Let's just say that there's a lot of opportunities in photography, but I wanna hone in on something that I'm already trained in, which is user experience design.
Yeah.
So I don't want to focus so much on photography just yet because, like I said, I can't juggle too many things at the same time. That's a great question. That's another great question because it's an experience. It's a question that I experience a lot. Spend most of your days at work, really. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and yeah, it's almost like your refuge for the next 8 hours.
Yeah.
And you're just like in pandemonium helping so many customers out.
Yeah.
Because I work in retail. I work at Vistec,
Okay.
which is a Canadian photography store, and they have a couple locations in Western Canada and a few other locations in Eastern Canada. I work as a rentals consultant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I work as also an imaging lab technician, so I have 2 jobs. I'm the person who helps people renting camera gear and video gear essentially. So I have a lot of know-hows about cameras and videos because that's part of the job. So this is where I transitioned from UX working at a startup to working at a photography store.
Yeah.
The reason why I decided to do that was because at the time I wanted to pursue photography.
Okay.
I was really into it.
Yeah.
And I was good at it. And I was making some beautiful work. And you know what? I still want to keep doing it, honestly. But I think I'm putting that I want to put that in the back burner and then pursue my UX design career.
Yeah.
And get really good at that while having my photography as a side gig, a hobby that I want to do instead.
Yeah.
Pushing. I think for one is like I still need to get paid.
Yeah. That's a
I
reality,
can't,
right?
It's one of those things where like whether I like the job or not, I'm stuck here because I need to pay the bills. I need a backup if I'm gonna transition. So I don't wanna. My strategy is not to quit something where I'm earning money to pursue something else because I've seen other people do that.
Oh my God,
I'm just like, it's not a good strategy when you don't have steady flowing income.
I mean, I love the individuals who do decide to do that spontaneous
Brave.
action of,
I
you
think it's
know,
brave. I
it's
can't
so
do it.
brave.
Yeah.
And it really works for some people, but I think a lot of times for others, you really need to really sort of think twice.
Yeah.
Have a plan, have a backup plan really
Yeah.
before you do it. But I also have to say, on the other side, I do encourage for that kind of like spontaneity, because then that's when you know, like, you have that drive and it's going to get you somewhere. It's not a bad thing if you end up struggling and you don't get to where you want to
It's
go.
okay.
It's
okay.
totally okay.
Don't beat
Like,
yourself up.
don't beat yourself up. I feel like some people like to use the term failure, and I feel like it's not fair for yourself. And I'm not trying to make this as like, oh, like, you know, throwing in positivity, but really truly it's like, it's not going to get you anywhere for telling yourself, well, you're a failure, right? What can you do to get yourself out of that you know, mindset? How can you get out of it? And
I guess this is what's helped me with my motivation is I think about some of us, you know, we have this, you know, innate desire to help other people, whether it's through compassion, you know, like you know, you just get you give yourself in service of other people, you know, you want to help them out, you know, like that, and whatever you think they can, maybe they ask you for a favor and you happily do it, right? Because you care about them as friends, and your family and whatnot. You could do the same thing for yourself, but that's a bit of a struggle. That's where I was like, what do you mean by myself? What I want to do right now is watch Netflix.
Exactly.
Am I benefiting myself like that?
Right.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's not, I guess for me, that's not a way for me to think about it. If I really want to improve, I have to think about my future self.
Yeah.
It's like the self where I want to be.
Yeah.
Where I can feel safe and secure with my finance.
Yeah.
And I have more, where I can feel more freedom. You
Yeah.
know? Whoever that person is, I want to help that person out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm transferring that care, not for myself, but to that person who I could potentially become. I'm afraid to think about it because like, what if I don't reach it? But no, you have to think about it.
Yeah.
My future goal is to, hey, you know, the things in the books, like getting married, starting a family.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of resource and work on my part to get that going. I want to travel as well. I want to do a lot of things that unfortunately requires a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I look at it, I was like, okay, I need money. Really, I can plan all these things out if I can just be more financially secure.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm looking at my skill sets and seeing how can I use them to start earning money.
Yeah.
So I have skill sets in UX design, and so, you know, I can improve upon that and use that as my leverage to, you know, getting back into the career wheel and start earning more money.
Okay.
Oh, that's a hard one. It's definitely a hard one.
It sounds like a very easy question, because then, you know, I feel like immediately people are like, well, duh, of course I want to be happy in whatever I'm doing, but are you truly doing something currently, for example, that makes you happy, right? And so I wonder, for you as a UX designer, do you think that is something that you may gain? And I mean, of course, a lot of people might argue, well, what is true happiness? And that depends. How do you define happiness, I suppose? But
oh yeah, I guess I'll start with, should you do something that you're happy? I think you should. If you're in a privileged position, I think you should pursue what makes you happy if you have the resources to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also recognize that many of us, and I know I'm struggling with my career. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I know there's other people who are not in a better position than you and I.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And those people they don't have the resources, and they don't have the options for them to find those jobs. A lot of those people are immigrants in many ways.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's hard. So I can't say that you should pursue something that you're happy about. Sometimes you just have to pursue something for the benefit of some future. The best advice that I could give would be, especially for anyone who's, you know, who's starting from the bottom, is keep learning.
Okay.
Keep learning. knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And pay attention to the things you're interested in,
Okay.
and then just like like put your heart and soul into learning something about it.
Yeah.
If you're interested in content creation, read all the books that you think will help you understand the ecosystem, and so you'll know how to develop better content or something like that. So you'll know how to engage in social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're interested in creating systems and designing apps, look at programs at say to see if they have UX design courses.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can afford it, that's better.
Mhm.
I'll say YouTube is a great resource.
Yeah.
Take advantage of YouTube.
Yeah.
For me personally, I learn a lot when people are having a dialogue like this.
Yeah.
Because
That's a good point. Yeah.
Learning just from people talking to each other is great.
Yeah.
They generate insights.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like learning from YouTube.
Yeah. You gotta really get yourself there, especially when you're an introvert. You gotta really get yourself out there. Try your best, at least like maybe once a month. You get yourself out there. Go to an event. Go to an event in relation to something that you're interested in. Talk to the people, because like you said, dialogue is probably the strongest way for you to find the best resources. What's next? What should you be reading into? What should you be learning?
Other people know things.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, a lot of people who are just like you and I, and other normal people you don't know, they carry a lot of wisdom that you could actually learn from.
Yeah.
You could see everyone as mentors in it, essentially.
Yeah.
By just listening to them and listening to their experiences, and they can give you something that might just shock you. In terms of like, oh my gosh, that's so insightful. I can't believe you said that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But having this ability to talk to one another, not only informs both of us.
Yeah.
Of like, oh my gosh, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it actually generates more ideas about like, okay, how do we get about progressing in here?
Yeah.
In this domain?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jessie, for coming in and spending some time and sharing a little bit of your life. And I really do hope that people out there, you've maybe learned something. If there's more things you want to know, like feel free to like drop in some questions, like just literally questions if you're curious, questions that you want to ask even just to Jessie, for example. I'm sure he's more than happy to sort of maybe answer some of them. Again, we're not like professionals, so we can't give you so much advice, but we can give you some honest answers.
But we're humans like you and I.
Yes, exactly.
We experience what you experience.
Exactly, and that's the whole point of this channel is for you guys to understand that it's this is like an open group. It's supposed to be super chill. We just want to have a good time, literally just relate to our everyday struggles, really.
Yeah.
So drop in questions.
Yeah, drop your question down the line. Just make sure to subscribe. And thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah. Yay!